Another thing to keep in mind, and me and you've talked about this a little bit, but it made its rounds with this news again, is that it's on the table right now talking about House of the Dragon being an anthology show. So
Correct.
seasons 1 through 3, let's say, might be this period, the
like the
dance.
Crown.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly it. And so that's still on the table. I think HBO is probably going to evaluate it after season 3, if I had to guess. But there's absolutely a chance that this show then jumps and does a Blackfire Rebellion or something else. It's not totally clear the future of House of the Dragon, except for the fact that I think we can be rest assured we're going to get the rest of the dance. Like, we're for sure going to get the dance completed, which is great. I'm happy.
Yeah, I feel good about it. And part of this all comes in, if Warner Brothers weren't going through all of the stuff they're going through, I think this wouldn't seem as like scary or crazy. In all honesty, the way I read a lot of the investing news and everything, and I'm even a shareholder of Warner Brothers. I very closely follow it, but a lot of the structure in the company is like ripping a Band-Aid off. I mean, DC has been a mess. They just announced they're going to completely HBO Max series Harry Potter, where they said we're rebooting it.
Bro, that's
crazy.
That first movie's 2.5 hours, and they're gonna make a whole season about book 1. How are they gonna fit 8 hours of television for that book? Doesn't make any sense.
Book one's gonna be hard for that.
What are you gonna do? Like is 4 episodes of Harry trying to figure his way out from underneath the stairs?
I feel like each season would have to be like a year. I feel like it's gonna be like 7 seasons. Yeah,
they're saying a book a season is what they're saying, and
it's only gonna be weird for the first few seasons. Once you get past, because books 1 and 2 are really short, so like seasons 1 and 2 will be a little weird.
They're gonna add stuff.
You're gonna have to yeah, you'll have to stretch seasons 1 and 2 out a little bit, but after that you'll still have to cut stuff. Goblet of Fire is like by far the biggest. It's like such a breakneck pace like in the movie, but it's just, that's another thing that they're redoing. Obviously DC's totally fixing itself, everything. So but Warner Brothers, at least HBO, still continues to be sort of like the pillar of that company. And hearing we got this news, which I think was a little like but then they're saying the budget, but you're sort of sitting back and you're like, well, is it true or is it really the budget? I mean, Shazam just came out and it had like the biggest drop in any superhero movie like from week to week like ever.
I mean, this seems 100% a creative decision by George and Ryan Condell, so that's why I'm not too concerned about it. All the nonsense that Warner Brothers does, I will say, the article did not read like this.
It's just that it's happening at the same time as all of the other like news about how terribly the company's being run.
Here's a question: how long until they try to remake the Game of Thrones television show? Because I've always, people say remake season 8. I always say like that's silly. Like they're not going to do. It's like the Lord of the Rings. Like HBO was going to do the Lord of the Rings movies as a series, which I think is a horrible idea. But now I'm like, well, my lifetime, they may remake the Game of Thrones television.
In our lifetime, yes. In our lifetime, it will get rebooted.
Like, 100%. Of course, the final few seasons, I wouldn't mind if it going another way. But you're dude. Some of those people who play those roles, like, good luck to whoever plays Ned Stark.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not in our lifetime. It really all hinges, in all honesty, it all hinges on whatever sideshow they do. And it seems like it's going to be Snow. It really all hinges upon like the first Game of Thrones. Like, I mean, obviously this is like a prequel, and we can go back, but it's really going to hinge on that first like Game of Thrones prequel.
Sequel.
Exactly. Yeah. Sequel. Because if the Jon Snow show comes out and it does great, then it's kind of like Star Wars, where like right now there's no reason to remake the original Star Wars movies because you could just continuously piece around them,
but everything's got to be about a Skywalker eventually.
Well, exactly. You know what I mean? Like you got to continue to piece around it, and you add new pieces, and it lifts like the whole story. It lifts the whole story.
It builds out the universe, right?
Exactly. So if Snow comes out and it's like a disaster, then you could sort of do it. But right now it's hard because House of the Dragon is good. So you'd really need like the whole product to sort of like get really bad before you're like, we're gonna reboot it. It's different when it's a movie.
It is. You're right. I mean,
and then the movie is gone for like a really long time. You know, and that's why you get like soft reboots and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's kind of, or it's like now that we live in this age of like everything being interconnected, it's difficult really to sort of go back and like redo something unless you go down like a multiverse route or something, which obviously you're not really going to do in Game of Thrones. Who knows?
I would hope not.
I'd hope not, but yeah.
Yeah, I just good luck to whoever's playing Bobby Baratheon and Ned you know what I mean? Like that, those are tall shoes to fill. And I'm only saying this before I used to scoff at this all the time. Like we had people in the live chat, remake season 8. And I'd be like, come on. And now I'm like, oh no, they're going to do it. They're going to do it because they don't have any new ideas.
Yeah. Well, that's why we have snow. We have snow, which I
absolutely be something new.